magic.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the idea of magic. I'd always imagined what life would be like if it were real. And if it was real, how would it even work? There were nights I'd lay awake thinking about ways to bring magic into the real world, but to my disappointment, I never figured it out. What do you think magic would be like if it was real? Well, I think the anime we're looking at today does a surprisingly good job of showing what that might actually look like. Magic Maker. How to make magic in another world. It may sound like your typical power fantasy isekai, and for the most part it pretty much is. But there's something about the way that magic works in this anime that makes it such a satisfying watch. It currently sits at an admirable 4.4 out of 5 on Crunchyroll, and a 6.81 out of 10 on my anime list. But I honestly don't think that does it justice. Our main character Shion is born to a family of nobles. We're not told about his backstory right away, but it's clear that he's from another world. I mean, the title kinda gives it away. Shion and his new family are sat around the table having dinner, when he asks his father if monsters exist. His father responds by confirming their existence, telling Shion not to go outside because of them. After receiving a lecture from his father about the dangers of monsters, Shion asks another question. What about magic? Does magic exist? He asks excitedly. They're all clueless. So unfortunately for Shion, it appears that magic doesn't exist in this other world. Again, the title's a big giveaway. Shion and his sister Marie are outside chatting about why she's training and blah 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 blah. Marie and her friend Rose are chilling at a lake. They look into the water and see the most beautiful thing of all. The subscribe button. Please subscribe so I can start making money, please. Marie grabs Shion the next day to show him her discovery. They sit in front of the water and out of nowhere, there's dozens of light orbs emitting from the water. This causes a switch to flick in Shion's brain. After witnessing something as mysterious as this, he's committed to realizing magic. The next day, Shion heads back to the lake and does some fishing. He successfully catches an Etten trout. After realizing that the spots where the balls of light are coming from are moving, he determines that the light must be coming from something living. A bit later, Rose catches a female Etten trout. They put the female fish into the bucket with the male fish and they As a result of the fish getting freaky, a bunch of those light orbs are created. So yeah, magic is a result of fish sex. Okay, not really. Well, kinda. Shion and Marie are back at the house. Marie is talking about how she wants to marry Shion. He responds by saying they can't marry, but they'll stay together forever. They then hug, and as a result, he now has magic. Kinda. He has magical energy, and his next goal is to turn this magical energy into magic. Because at the moment he's basically got MP but no spells to use it on. I know up to this point you're probably thinking to yourself, this isn't realistic at all. I'm gonna go watch a different video, but please wait, stick with me, please, please. I promise it gets interesting. Episode 2 starts by introducing us to Shion's previous self. He exclaims that men who are still virgins when they turn 30 gain the ability to use magic, which, if true, means we're all sitting on untapped potential. He starts casting spells left, right and centre, but nothing happens. And just like me when I was a young piglet, he's agonizing over the fact that magic isn't real like he thought it was. But just as he's about to give up, he has a heart attack and gets isekai'd. Back to present day, Shion's in his room when he realizes he can release magical energy by professing his feelings. He's able to make himself glow again by just embracing his emotions. Fun, hope, excitement, happiness. After a month of experimenting, Shion learns a few things. Emotions fuel magic. He can only use it a few times a day, and the more he burns through it, the stronger it gets. After realizing that he can channel his emotions into each body part, he's able to force all of the magical energy into just his hand, creating a glowing orb. I'd consider this his first actual spell, but they do get a lot more interesting. He learns the hard way that it's just a ball of light and nothing else. The rest of the episode is boring slice of life stuff, so let's skip to episode 3. Monsters have attacked Shion's household. Shion, Marie, and a bunch of other vulnerable people have barricaded themselves in a room upstairs, when, oh no, a goblin breaks in and attacks his mother. Shion grabs onto the goblin's arm and channels all of his energy into it, causing the goblin to burn to death. He saves his wounded mother using his knowledge from his past life, and more boring shit occurs, so episode 4. And this is the first time the anime kind of actually answers the question I had as a kid. What would magic be like if it actually existed? Shion sets his hand on fire like a Mormon after discovering masturbation for the first time. He's trying to figure out how to incorporate fire into his magic so that he can create fireballs. Whilst his magic turns the fire blue, he's still unable to control the fire and turn it into a fireball. Later on, we find out Marie and Rose can somehow also use magic. In fact, they even know how to separate the magic from their body, which even Shion doesn't know. They teach him how it works, and he manages to do it on his first try. Shion then learns his first real spell, Flare. He uses this tool. The anime never actually explains what it is, but I'm guessing these bits are flint and steel. By clacking the tongs together, the flint and steel make contact, creating a flame. Shion simultaneously channels his magic through the tool, creating his so-called flare. I'm so used to seeing magic just happen in anime. You know how it goes. Main character dies, main character respawns, main character throws fireball and kills the demon. That's why I find it so refreshing to see magic treated as an actual mechanic. Watching Shion figure out clever ways to develop his own spells using tools that could theoretically exist in real life makes it feel grounded, and honestly way more believable than any other anime magic I've seen. And this is just the beginning. After Shion gets the hang of Flare, he moves on to something more experimental, lightning ore. It's basically a rock that stores electricity. Not real, I know, but we've got alternatives. Shion channels his magical energy into it and boom, it discharges electricity. By episode 5, with his new spells in hand, he commissions his blacksmith friend to make a pair of gauntlets. And these things are awesome. They let him use his spells in a more compact, portable way. And honestly, I can't help but think, could this actually be possible in real life? I can picture it now. It's World War III and every soldier is rocking magical gauntlets. Okay, maybe we don't want magic to be real. Look, the story in this anime isn't exactly award-winning. And visually, yeah, it's definitely not winning any prizes either. But you know what? I absolutely loved this anime. After a long day of telling people to turn their laptops off and on at work, I thoroughly enjoyed watching Shion make progress towards mastering the magic that he stayed a virgin for. And what really makes this anime stick with me is how grounded the magic feels. Watching Shion experiment, fail, and figure things out step by step reminded me of how I used to imagine magic as a kid. Messy, unpredictable, and something you'd actually have to work at to make it real. If you're looking for something to switch your brain off and watch, I'd recommend it. I'm going to give this show a solid 7.5 out of 10. Please don't forget to subscribe. See ya.